Welcome back to Slope-Intercept Academy. Okay, please, if today is your first time of coming across this channel, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so that whenever I upload a video, you will be able to notify it. Okay, the gradient of a straight line graph is the topic we're going to discuss today, but we're particularly going to look at the examples. Okay, so I've discussed this topic earlier. Make sure you watch the video. Determine the gradient of a straight line joining point P and point what Q, which is what 2, 3, and what 6, 4. So many persons, they used to find these coordinates very difficult. Okay, when they hear of coordinate, they used to be scared of maths, and some, when they hear of graphs, they used to be very scared. They say small problem will lead to plotting of graph, and that's why they don't like maths. So I've come to solve these problems. Okay, make sure you stay subscribed in this channel because you're going to get more values. You're going to learn so many things that you may not be taught in the classroom. All right, so we're going to solve this problem now. You say solution. So we're giving the first point P to be what? 2 and 3. We're giving the second point Q as what? 6 and 4. So when you're solving this problem, you represent it in two axes. The first axis is S and what? The second one is what? Y axis. S axis being the horizontal axis and Y axis being the what? Vertical axis. But that doesn't really mean that the axis must be represented with the alphabet S and what? Y. No, you can represent with any alphabet of your choice. But me, I choose S and Y. Okay? So now, if we're going to represent based on what I've explained to you, which is S and Y axis, we can say let this be what? X and this be what? Y axis. Okay? We can also say let this be what? X and this is what? Y axis. That's the first thing you do. Okay? Now, we cannot say when X is equals to what? 2, Y is equals to what? 3. Alright? This will help you. You can also say when X is equals to what? 6, Y is what? 4. This is what you're going to use and plot your graph, and it will give you the gradient. So let's plot the graph. From what I've said, when S is what? 2, Y is what? 3. You can plot the graph as, let this be the vertical axis. Okay? Then here should be what? Horizontal axis. And you choose a scale based on what is given here. I'm going to use a scale 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Then the same scale both S and Y axis. Then let's say I choose this to be 0. Here should be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is what? X axis. Okay? We choose here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is what? Y axis. That's how you start your graph. Okay, so now we go back to the point. We are giving this point here, P, as what? 2 and 3. When S is 2, Y is what? 3. When S, here is X, okay? Remember here is S, here is what? Y. Eh? So when S, that's what I represented here. So when S is 2, Y is what? 3. Y is 3. Okay? So if you take this here like this, you can use a rule, but if you're using graph, it will be easier for you to identify the point they join. Okay? Now, when S is what? 6, Y is what? 4. When S is 6, Y is 4. It should be this point. To be easier for you when you are using graph, you can use graph to plot this and you get the correct answer. Very accurate. Okay? So now we need to join this point to this point. Join it to touch the graph. Okay, we join it to cut across this axis here. So this is the straight line. Remember, this point here is point what? P. And this point here is point what? Q. That's how you represent that. The next thing you need to do is to join the line. Okay? So you know that we have here, you can join the line like this. So we can also join this like this. So from here now, we can take based on the graph, if you are using graph, you are going to take the tangent of the graph. So you are going to draw something like this. Okay, so here make here thick. Only their part should be thick. All these ones should be dotted line. Next one, this can also go with dotted line, showing that it's straight, so that anybody reading the graph will understand fully what you did there. Okay, it's very important. Now, next one is 4. So this is how you plot your graph. So now we can call here the y. We can call here what? The what? F. So the y represents the changes in the y-axis, while the s represent the changes in the what? S-axis. So this is the graph. This is how you plot your graph. How do you get the gradient now? The gradient of this graph should be the y over what? The f. That should be the gradient. Where f, we're having s2, here is what? X2. Here is what? X1. Here should be what? Y2. Y1. Here is what? Y2. Are you seeing it? So to get the y over the x, it should not be what? Y2 minus y1. Y2 minus y1, which is this minus this, will give you this. Then this should be s2 minus s1, which is this. And you get your gradient. Okay? So let's solve that. Let's say we say the gradient being m is equals to, because we use m to represent the gradient of the graph, the y over what? The f, which will give us y2 minus y1 over s2 minus what? x1, which also give us y2 is what? 4 minus y1 is what? 3, all over this, which is s2 is 6 minus s1 is what? S1 is 2. Okay? So this is how you solve it. The next thing now is we find this minus this is what? It's going to give us, let me solve it here. This minus this is going to give us 1 all over this minus this is giving me what? 4. So that's how you solve this problem. It's very, very simple. Which 1 all over 4 is 0. I think 0. Just press it, you get the answer. Okay? That's all to solve the problem. Okay, make sure you say subscribe. Watch other videos that I've dropped on this topic so you get to know more about this topic.